Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and today is our Thrifty Canucks video. And I'm going to start out, as I will each time, showing you the digitals, the free digitals that were posted in our Facebook group. These are the digitals I posted this past week, including today. And if you're not familiar with the group, the link is down below. Creative collections of free digital printables. It's getting easier to say. It's starting to get easier to say. So these are the digitals that I posted this past week, and I'm not the only one. Caroline is posting too. So there is lots to choose from. And the nice part about this group is we don't have other outside posts. We don't have selling. We don't have, tutorials. And the only tutorials we will have might be related to the digitals, if we ever do any. So the idea is that you can come to that group and you can scroll down post after post after post of free. So it's an easy way for you to see the digitals. It's an easy way for you to come and be inspired. Maybe, you're in a little bit of a funk and you want to, get some inspiration. This is the way to do it, because these digitals the posts will remain up there and you can look at them at any time. Click on the link, go to download them, and then print them as you like. So this is just what I put up this past week. I have this page of Wildflower ATC cards. This comes from a book by, I think it's Chester Reed is his name. It was from the early 1900s. I've scanned these and cleaned them all up. And, I have quite a collection in my file. And so eventually you will get more and more of these. But there's this one today. And there are a few old ones from Freebees that are on the blog that have been up for a while as well. So there's that page. And then there's this ATC size cards again of roses. These were some photographs I had taken, and again, just played on the colors. And it's a fun little card to, you can put a label on the front of it and turn it into an ATC or a mini journal card. So easy to work with. Very fast, which is what I like. And then there are several pages of vintage photos, and they all have backgrounds on them. And so now I printed mine on paper that has 3 holes in it, and so I have to work around that a little bit. But the idea with the backgrounds behind is you could cut this out in sections. You could cut these 2 out, fold them in half, and make a little booklet. You could play with these all different kinds of ways. You can cut them out exact and then use this as sort of a faux washi strips to add onto your pages. So lots of play there. And there's a couple of smaller images that you can fussy cut. Same with this page. Vintage photos. This photo here is actually my great grandmother, just so you know. And so those would be my great aunt and great uncle, I think, or just greats. I don't know. I get confused on that one. But yes, she came from Scotland, I believe. So yeah, just different images. And again, I've given you these little roses. The fun part is you can cut them out and leave the background, or you can do some fine fussy cuts on there, or use them as part of the elements with the page. And there's another little strip of them right here. The next page of images were some tags. Now I printed these in 2 sizes. Well, there's 3 pages. So this one has 12 to the page, just little mini tags. These are made up of different things that I've worked on in the past. I used to do a lot more digital work than I do now, but so these are items that I've, manipulated and played with online and then created the imagery. This was some collage work I had done years ago, and scanned them all because I loved how they turned out. And so I printed them 2 up on a page, which gave you 12 small ones. And then I printed them 6 up on the page for the larger size tags. Oh, this is the third one. I knew there was one missing. This is another one of the photographs and just an assortment of mini images and a few elements. I love the rulers to cut out and use like a full washi tape. I did a series of the French postcards. I think this is upside down. So they're in the mini size here, which gives you 6 on a page. And then I did them 2 to a page with the backs. So you can put them together. You can use them as separate pieces. You could make journal cards out of these and pockets out of these and vice versa. So just some fun ways to play. And they're all French postcards. Fronts with the backs. So there's another set. And here's the third set. And then I did a set of minis to go with it so that you can use these for doing clusters, tabs, elements on a page, snippets, all kinds of things. And then the last page for that day was a set of images that I had scanned, again, a while back, where I scanned the images out of an atlas book. And there was a combination of, it was atlas and kind of a learning book. And some of the pages had been colored, like the purple on these dresses was colored. And I kind of liked it, so I just left it in the image. And then same with this image here of the boat on the water. Somebody had crayoned these in red, and so I just played on the color and added a little bit of the same colors on the outside border. But they're just kind of travel type images that you can add into your travel journals if you like. And then I did a couple pages of fussy cut flowers. So there's some really large pansies on here and some little floral bits, as well as some little, these are postcard elements that I've used in a smaller size. Again, a variety of ways that you can use them. And then this is kind of a roses page. I love this rose. I've used this so many different ways, and easy to fussy cut, and just very effective for enhancing your projects. And then today was the final or the last set of this week. And it is a set of doily backgrounds, doilies and lace with a background behind it. So this has music sheet, and there's book pages back here. And then I did some other versions of them where there's smaller elements. So there's little squares, there's rectangles, all different sizes that you can again use for journal making, mostly for ephemera pieces. Just fun that you can further enhance them with other things on top. And then this one was some backgrounds I had created a while back. And I don't know why, but this reminds me of strawberry rhubarb pie. So that's what I've called this one, strawberry rhubarb pie. I don't know why, but that's what I always think of when I see it. And just again, fun ATCs or background images that you can use to further enhance your projects. So that's the images. Now they are all free for the taking to download. You just have to go to the Facebook group. We do recommend that you join, because then you will get notification when we have new images come up. And yeah, they're all there, and you can scroll through and find all kinds of fun images. So that's it for that. Now I do want to talk about a couple of other things before I get started. One is, if you live in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, or PEI, we need you to join our Atlantic Canada Junk Journalers group. It's on Facebook. The link is in my description box below. We're trying to put together kind of a group. This is run by Jennifer Dirtle, and I'm just adding people to it because I want to meet you as well and interact with you, and possibly we can do meetups or different events and stuff. So if you live in these provinces, do join up, because I'm not afraid to travel 100 kilometers to come and see you, and I know the other girls are the same way, and we could have so many fun get-togethers for the day just by traveling for 1 hour or an hour and a half. It's not a big deal. So if you have a chance to join that group and you live in those areas, please do come and join us. The link is down below. The other thing is, Tracy is one of my thrifties in my thrifty boxes. And I didn't realize that she has a YouTube channel. And it was only yesterday in chatting with her that I realized she has a channel. And she's also been a Thrifty Canucks participant. She's been using the hashtag Thrifty Canucks because she's Canadian and she goes thrifting and she's showing us her goods. Now, I haven't gone. I've bookmarked her now to go see her stuff because I wasn't aware of this. And so I will be adding her as another Thrifty Canucks person on my list below, which lists all the participants that I have information on. In the comments in the description box below that you can go and visit. So Tracy is one of them now, and I will put the link in there. So please show her some love. Go and visit her channel and check out what she's picking when she's out thrifting. So if you are a Canadian and you are doing, a thrifty video haul anytime, use the hashtag Thrifty Canucks, and by all means, let me know and I will add you to the list and certainly give a shout out to you. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, who you are, where you're from. If you are another YouTube channel and you need a little help to reach your next level, to showcase a new product, to inform us about a challenge that you're doing, or even a fun tutorial, please do not hesitate ever to contact me and say, could you give me a little boost? Because I will give anybody a boost that is interrelated to this journey that we're all on. It's about sharing the experience and sharing what we all know. So anytime you're doing something new, do share with me or contact me, and I will certainly come and see your channel and add your link or showcase whatever it is you're showcasing, because that's what it's all about. So that's it for my little blurbs for today. So do visit Tracy. Her channel's called Tracy Tries Journaling. And if you're in the Atlantic provinces of Canada, please join the Facebook group there. And if you like free digitals, well, then you got to join the creative, what is it? Creative collections of free digital printables. Got it. Okay, I can put that away. So I have a fun haul today. Thrifties, if you're watching, there's going to be a few thrifty things, and I will explain that as we go along. I have two new Thrifties and one repeat Thrifty that's joining the Thrifty band. And so hello to Wanda, Helen, and Anne is a repeat. So Anne's box is on the way to her. I'm hoping she'll have it by next week, and she can show or let us know, give you a review of how much fun it was to open it. I know she's excited. I was excited to see what was going in her box and what I was shipping to her. So I can't wait for her to see it. And there's a few little extra goodies that I squished into the top. So, if you are a thrifty, you have to leave a comment below. When I say something is available to the thrifties, you have to leave a comment below telling me that you want it. You have up to 2 weeks, two Thrifty Canucks and 2 D-Stash videos back to go back and add a comment to that particular video. Otherwise, it becomes fair game and open to all new thrifties and all the thrifties who maybe want more than one of something. So if you don't take it within that 2-week period, there's no guarantee. Someone else could scoop it up another one, or they could scoop them all up. So that's how it works. Once you leave a comment and you say you want something, it is not in your box until I actually reply back to you that I've added it to your box. And once it goes in your box, it does not come out. So that's the only way I can keep track and know what everybody gets. New Thrifties, Helen and Wanda and repeating, you are welcome to join in now. You don't have to wait till next week. We were starting on September 3rd, but you don't have to wait till next week. There's enough here for everybody to work with. So I will announce as I go along which items are for Thrifties. So the first item I got is paper, and I picked up another pad of construction paper. Now, I love construction paper. especially when it's faded, although this is a pretty new pack, but especially when I find the faded ones, because they look so cool when you put them through the printer. You may have to cut them down a little bit in size because they're 9 by 12, but they're really cool to put through the printer and print vintage things like tickets, maps, ledger papers. Those kinds of things are fun to print on here. And some of you may have printers that you can print 9 inches wide up to, I think it's like 8.5 by 14 or 9 by 14, but check your printer because you may be able to print on those as well. But that's what I like to use this for. Now, construction paper is not expensive to buy it brand new in the stores. So I'm not going to even offer this to Thrifties because it's just not worth putting in your box. Unless you really say you specifically need black sheets of paper or something, then, but it's not really something that I would consider putting in your boxes. But yeah, it is easy to find in the thrift shops and easy to find even at your dollar stores brand new. It's not expensive, but it does print really fun through the printer. So give it a try if you've got some at home. The other thing that I thought about, and I've never done this with it before, is I think if you glue 2 sheets together, it is a nice enough weight to use as part of your base for your journal covers. If you're making a soft cover journal, I would glue 2 sheets together and then do the lining on this side, like with this. And then I always, when I do the fabric ones, I always put felt on the cover, the outside part of the cover, because then I do beading and stitching and stuff. But on the inside lining, that's what I would use 2 sheets of this. So if you got some sheets that are not your favorite colors, like, the really bright colors that, well, everybody's different. But whatever sheets you don't like, that's a great way to use them up. And I think 2 is just nicely thick enough to use for the lining on the inside of your journal covers. And I will share that with you as we go along. Okay, that's a lot of information on construction paper. I did scoop up a paper pad for $3, which is nice. That doesn't happen very often. And it looks like a good portion of it is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up some, I'm going to cut them down to 6 by 6s so that I have 4 sets. And I think I can do enough for 8 sets, which means I can offer this to Thrifties. If you would like, it'll probably be about, 24 sheets. If you would like a paper pack of 24 sheets of 6 by 6 paper, just say in the comments, 6 by 6 scrapbook paper, and I will, when I cut this up, I will put one aside in your box. So there's that. And it's just very generic images. So, very generic paper. So it's good for all kinds of things. So I will do a mix of colors in that. The other thing I got was more fiber. But look at the color. It's in purple. So Thrifties, if you want some of this, I can easily give you a 5-yard piece, which is what I usually do for the fibers. Now, Deborah Abraham, which I have her channel listed below, she did something that I never thought of before with this style of trim, and I've gone through lots of this trim. I usually just use it as it is. But she said, "Oh, I wonder if you could do this." And I'm going to show you. Yes, you can. Well, she did it. And so I'm going to do it too. I've just cut off a piece of this here. And so I know this to do with fringe when you get it, but I didn't think about doing that with this, is that if you cut this bottom thread off of here, and how many of you have passed by this because you didn't know what to do with it? But if you cut this bottom thread, I'm sure it even pulls out if you play around with it. You could probably figure out how it gets pulled out, but I'm just going to cut it off of here. It might be a little bit intense to cut it off. Yeah, that was a game changer for me, Deb. When I saw you, or when you mentioned this, it becomes fringe. once you get rid of that thread. So I think you'd have to, consciously sit down and cut it, but it becomes fringe. So you would, I would just glue down on these little squares at the top to my project, or even feed a ribbon through here, which would be nice too. So if you have a nice thin purple ribbon, you can put a purple ribbon through here, but it's instantly a fringe. Deborah, I love this. I love it, love it, love it. So yes, if you have this trim and you weren't sure how to work with it, turn it into fringe, add a ribbon through it, and it becomes a flat fringe to edge the sides of pages. All kinds of things you can do with this. Even stitched onto something or on the edge of a pocket. Game changing. Thank you, Deborah, for that. The link to her channel is below. She finds some great finds too. She's crazy about stamps, that girl. So Thrifties, if you want some of this, it would be a 5-yard piece. You know how the fibers come, and I have enough to do, no problem. So all the Thrifties, again, Wanda, Helen, Anne, you're all welcome to be in on this right now. I know we had originally said next week, but whenever you want to start, you can right away go into these. Now, this next one, this I found in the makeup section. You know how they have they have like makeup and hair accessories, and sometimes you can find bottles of nail polish and, half bottles of different perfumes. There's always a section on that, like that, in every store. And when I go into the store and I look in those sections, I'm really looking for the decorative bobby pins, because a lot of times you'll have like butterflies on them, or little hearts or something decorative, and they make really nice clips in our journals. I haven't been able to find them lately. I find more at the dollar store than I do when I'm out thrifting. But today I found, or this time around, I found this bag of these. I'm not sure if they're for cuticles or what they're for, but I brought them home. I just said, because they were $2. Brought them home, and they come like a little packet of 5 of them together. I'm going to open one now that they're mine. I can open them, and it's just a little stick with a little spoon on the end of it. Reminds me of those McDonald's spoons. But this is great for stirring up things because you can wash it. It's great for sprinkling glitter onto something or embossing powder. I could think of lots of uses for these. So they come 5 in a little packet like this. So Thrifties, if you want some spoons, I will give you some spoons. The only thing that I had noticed when I opened the package is, even now, this plastic smells of smoke, cigarette smoke. So I'm not going to take them out of the package, but if you do want these, I will put them in a Ziploc or some type of a sealed baggie. So hopefully that smell doesn't permeate anything, because I don't smoke and I can smell this a mile away when I smell it. So that is what I will do. As soon as I opened it, I would just went, whew, that's from a smoker's place. Even though they're in the package, like, I don't think they smell themselves, because they're sealed in the package, so they should be fine. But I will take mine out of the packages after, but that's a lot for me to do. It's easier for me to just put it in a baggie and send it to you. So Thrifties, if you want a set of these little stir spoons, that's what I'm going to call them, is little stir spoons, because they are perfect size for doing those kinds of applications. Even scooping beads, like if you wanted to just reach into a container and scoop out some beads or sequins to put on your work surface when you're working with them, that's just the perfect size little cup there to do that. Don't use it for drugs. Stay away from, just say no. But I used to use the little McDonald's coffee stir sticks, and 2 things to tell you about those. One, they got discontinued because people were using them for cocaine. And so they got discontinued. And then, and I loved those spoons. So I was so disappointed that I couldn't have them because I used to use them for stirring epoxy. And then I just happened to be going through a container of brushes to find a brush, a paintbrush one day. And I found about 20 of them in a pile, these McDonald's spoons. And I went, oh, good, I need those. I didn't realize I still had some. And then I thought, because they say McDonald's on them, I thought, I wonder if they're worth anything. And so I just went online to eBay, and there are people that are selling them for like $1,000. I don't know if that person actually gets the $1,000 for them, but they were selling them for crazy amounts of money. And there was a person who was selling them for $20, and he had sold lots, because I went and checked on his history. He had sold lots of them for $20. So even at $20 a spoon, I have about $400 worth of spoons. So I put them in my curio cabinet upstairs, and I said to my husband, if anything happens to me, those little spoons are worth a fortune. So yeah, if you ever find McDonald's little white stir stick spoons, they are worth more than what we think, because they are discontinued. But yes, okay, that's enough on this. If you want some, just say stir spoons, and I will give you some of those. It's also a good idea, Thrifties, to make notes and note the date of the video, because the video date is always in the description box below, and or add the title to it as well. But it's always a good idea to make notes of the things that you're picking out of my stock, so that you kind of have a checklist to go by. When I say it's been added to your box, then you can check it off. Just a good way to keep organized of what's going in your box. So the next one is always a fun one, and I think I kind of lost track, but I think this might be my 11th or my 12th copy of this book. This one here. This is a different cover than they normally are. I have a couple others still on hand, but yeah, it looks a little bit different than my last one. So it must be a newer, not new because it is vintage, but it must be a newer addition to what I have. But this book is amazing. First of all, it's got this hardcover cover that I can turn into at least 2 journals. And then it has this coil inside here, and I'm just going to turn this back to this side, to this end. Yeah, you can't really see it, but the ends are in here, and these coils work in cinch machines and in Zutter machines, the exact same thing. So I always very carefully take these off to reuse them. And Deborah, I know you just got one of these books and you were pretty excited about getting it. So if you haven't taken this coil out, you do just have to open it up with pliers. You will find the ends eventually, and you just open it up with pliers and then take it off, and then it can be used in our Zutter machines and cinch machines. So that's a bonus. That's the bonus in the book already. And then this book comes with, there's some beautiful full color images that fold out, lots of pretty pictures. This can be cut up so many ways. The colors are so vibrant. Just beautiful, beautiful images. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, this in itself would make a really cute little notebook just by itself. I could easily turn these all into notebooks. And then at the end of the book, or near the end of the book, you get all of these individual flower cards. Now, I believe it works. It's weird the way it works, because it gives you the description on this side of this flower. So the description on this side is of this flower. Does that make sense? But they are all individual little cards, and I don't want to take one because I don't want to tear it out, because I don't want to ruin the holes. But they are a nice weight. All you have to do is add some type of paper on the back to journal on. It's an instant tag. an instant tag. You just cut your little corners if you want to have a shipping tag shape, and it's done. And look at the beautiful, vibrant images. They're just gorgeous. Not only do they have flowers, they also have foliage, and like, look at these lilies, and they're just gorgeous. All different kinds of colors, lady slippers. Look at that. Just I never realized there's this many different types of flowers that you can add. Like, but just how beautiful are these cards? And so they are instant shipping tags with very little effort, and so pretty to tuck into a journal. So Thrifties, I have lots of these, and each book comes with about 200. I think I had counted them once, but I'm not concerned about counting them again because I find these books all the time, and they are out there. And some of you have said, oh, I haven't found one yet. I haven't found one. But when you do, once you find one, you'll always find them. And they just seem to stick out because they're a really large size. So they really stick out in, when you see them. And once you found one, you can't stop seeing them, and you can't stop finding them. So Thrifties, if you would like some of these cards, I think some of you, the Thrifties from the last round, you might have got some in a ephemera pack that I put together. I can't remember. But if you would like more, or if you didn't order that ephemera pack, or if you're new to this Thrifties, I'm going to do a 20 pack for you, which, it's a good pile, but it's going to be like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And I will just put them out until I have 20 for each of you. And I will add them to your box if you want. So if you want to write flower cards, then I will add those to your box as well. So that is it for that. But I do have some fabric-y stuff. Now I'm going to start with one first. I was seeing red. No, I wasn't angry. I was just seeing red. I don't know how I'm going to cut this yet, but I will explain and cut it if you want some. Isn't this lovely? This is a little girl's dress. Now, I don't know exactly how much I will offer to each Thrifty, but you can say red flowers fabric, and you will get a piece, whether it's, I don't know. I have to figure it out in order to make it work for everybody and still get a piece for myself. So let me know, and one way or another, you will get a small piece of it, because they are in convenient, nice little strips. So if the way I will cut it, you can use it as a trim. You will get at least, I will make sure you have a nice length of trim. So I might go the whole skirt height. I have to figure out the best way to cut it, but I will guarantee probably at least 3 rows and a good length. So I'm going to cut this up. I will have it done this week, but if you say red flower fabric, then I will know this is what you want, and I will add one to your box. Now I'm going to put this here because I'm going to come back to this. Now, like I said, I'm seeing red, and I think it has to do with the fact that I had been cutting all that black trim and red trim. And Thrifties, if you got one, it's already in your boxes. If you asked for one, I did the red and the black. Also, I do have them for sale now on coffee, only for Canada. So the red and the black are both there in separate kits for sale, just to let you know. So when I found this fabric, this is beautiful as well. So this one is a red, thicker fabric, really nice for doing a cover. And it is embossed with this black. It's like a velvet on top of the red. It's very soft feeling, like almost like a flocking. So I'm going to offer this in a piece that's big enough to do a journal cover. Usually I offer you 15 by 12 in size, so that you have enough to cover your journal, and then some little pieces to do pockets or trims or whatever afterwards. So that's the red fabric number 2. Can you see both here together? Yes, you can. And the third fabric, so if you want this one, just say red, black embossed fabric. So Thrifties, you can say, or you can have them all. You just have to specify which ones you want. And the third one is this dragon Asian fabric. Now, it's not super, super wide. I will have to figure out how to cut it, but I have enough here. This is like a table runner. So I do have enough here to do a good size piece for my Thrifties. And so that's 3 different shades. So then this would be red dragons or Asian fabric, however you want to say it. I will know which one it is. So these are available for my Thrifties as well. And I will get that cut and put into your box within the next few days. I don't always say right away that it's in your box, but when I do, you know it's there for sure. So here is one of my offers that I'm going to offer to other people. If you would like to have a piece of these 3 fabrics added to something, I will give, if you're going to my coffee site and you're buying the black lace or the red lace or one of my purple journal kits, if you order, you have to order a minimum of 2 items, and I will add this into your box free of charge. So you will get a sample piece of all of these as well. So you'll get a size good enough to make a journal on this. You will get a strip of this red flowers, and you will get some type of a piece of this. But this one I can guarantee a journal size because there's lots here. So I can guarantee that. But you have to order a minimum of 2 items on my coffee. So I only have 3 items up right now, but this is going to grow eventually. And so these are the kinds of offers I'm going to make you for those of you that are out buying my stuff. Now, when you're on coffee, every single item has a shipping charge of $15. But when you combine, there is no extra charge. So if you buy 2 items, it's still only $15 to ship. If you buy 10 items, which I eventually will get there, it's still only $15 to ship. And I will be offering you different specials like this through my Thrifty videos, showing you what I will add extra when you buy a minimum of 2 items. So it doesn't matter if you buy 2 lace, you buy a red and a black, or maybe you buy 2 red, or you buy 2 black, or you buy a purple kit. Whatever it is you decide, this is what I'm offering, a little piece of this on top of that that will be added into your box free of charge. And the shipping will always be a flat rate of $15. But, yeah, you can buy 1 item and the shipping is $15. But it's really not worth it for you, and it's really not worth it for me. So I'm, depending on what you're buying, I might even cancel your order if you only buy 1 item. And that's because even though I'm charging a flat rate of $15, there is no way I can ship it for $15 for real. So what that means is whatever price you're paying, I am eating the difference in shipping when I ship this out to you. But it's the only way I can do it that doesn't scare everybody to death over the price of shipping. So yeah, I absorb some of that cost. So if you buy something for $10 and I'm shipping it for $15, it's probably costing me close to $20 by the time I pay commissions and PayPal fees and the rest of the shipping. So, that's why I don't want to ship 1 item and make $5. You have to understand that it's not worth my time. So you have to buy at least 2 items to make it worth your while and to make me want to ship it. I'm just being honest. And that's because that's how it is. And to ship in Canada, the flat rate boxes are the best way to go because we know the size, we know how much fits in there, we know what it costs every single time, and we know I will stuff it to the maximum, so whatever, even if I have to go up a size. So there again, if you're buying 6 items, I'm not fitting it into the smallest box that is already $17. So that means I have to pay more for shipping, but that's not your problem. That's my problem. That's how I've worked this. And so that means I'm going to a larger box. It's not really about maximizing on the sale as much as it is giving me a little incentive to put these items in the box. And then, there's that space, there's always that little space that I can cram something else in, and I will, and I do. So if you are interested, in purchasing from me, that's the only way I can do it, is I can pad the box with more. I can, you would get more value by buying more than one item, and I get more value or incentive to put a box together, because otherwise it's not worth it. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing. So if you purchase from there, you can, when in the messages, just remind me that you would like to have the fabric add-on for your order. How's that? And that will be limited for only a few days, like maybe a week or so, because once I run out of this fabric, I can't offer it. But there will be other things. There will be other things, I promise you. So the last, but certainly not the least, is I want to talk about, before I show you the item, I want to talk to you about Caroline from Caroline's Craft Tree. She is my partner in crime in our new Free Digitals group. And she recently did this kit of the denim journal pages. So she's got the lines in here for you to write on. They are beautiful. And they almost feel like denim. They just look like they feel like denim. And so this was a set of 5 sheets. Now you will have to scroll down, if you aren't familiar with them, you will have to scroll down in the group, because it was way at the beginning that she offered this. There are 5 pages altogether. I would say, if you're going to look at what's coming next, I would say that you will definitely want to print these. Because I found these fabrics, and it wasn't totally by accident. So I'll start with the one first. Sorry, it takes me a second. I found this gorgeous tablecloth. Sorry, it was sitting on the floor, and I have fabric remnants on the floor. It has to be washed, so it will be nice and clean when it's done. I found this cotton tablecloth, and at first I thought, I'm going to make tea towels out of this because it's so pretty. But then I thought, no, look at how nice this journal kit looks with it. So, or these journal pages. So I said, I'm going to turn this into a journal kit. So this is not available yet, Thrifties, but it will be coming. It'll be on my next D-stash, because I found this fabric, and then I found this fabric, which has, I'm trying to get the single, and it was just fluke. I didn't even think of it, because it was 2 different places where I was, and I didn't even think about putting them together. And then when I saw them together, and then I remembered that Caroline had done those journal pages. So this would be a fun overlay and, decoration that you can add onto the cover. And then I tell you, the universe really, I tell you so many times that the universe doesn't necessarily give you what you want, but it always gives you what you need. So then I found a package no word of a lie, of these burlap ribbons, and 3 rolls of them. So I am going to make some kits, and I'm going to add some other goodies to this, and they will be available in my next D-stash for my Thrifty box people. So stay tuned for my next D-stash, because there will be a kit available. If you want one, you'll be able to add it to your box. So don't say anything on this video about this one, because I will be doing it in the next video. But I will also make extra kits, because I think I have enough to make at least 3 or 4 extra ones. And so they will also be available in my coffee site. So again, once this goes up I'm thinking Saturday or Sunday I'll have this done. Once this goes up, I will, that'll be 4 items in the coffee group that you'll be able to go and choose from, and you can still ask for the red fabric extra if you want it free of charge. It'll be added to your items, minimum of 2 items going into your order. So this is just the start. I'm thinking I've got some actual pieces of burlap for making pockets. I've got that. I still have some of those burlap cutlery folded things that I might add to this as well. I'm thinking of some other laces and trims that I can add to it, a couple of doilies. So this is going to be a fun little kit, and it's going to be fun to put together. I'm going to make one for myself, so I at least get one out of the deal. But I will be offering these in the next D-Stash video this weekend. So that's a for sure. Okay, so that's my whole Thrifty Canucks video for this week. I think it was a good haul. This is, I think, probably my most favorite, especially when I take Caroline's papers here and add these to it. Like, look, does the colors, aren't they just perfect? This is my favorite page here. Like, look at this. It was meant to be. I even told Caroline I'm going to send her a kit. So she can make her own. But you got to print your own papers there, Caroline, because I'm not printing these for you guys. If you want them, I would suggest you go and download them so that you have them, so that you can actually be ready when you want to put this, when I send you this kit. Thank you all so very much for watching. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative weekend coming up, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Don't forget to stop by the Facebook group and to visit the Atlantic Junk Journalers if you are in the Atlantic provinces, and visit Tracy, and her link will be below. Tracy Tries Journaling, and yeah, let's share the experience and share the journey. Thanks again. Bye for now.